In 2018, my writing partner Jake and I entered a sitcom pilot into a screenwriting competition. We won, and one of the judges loved the script so much that she personally emailed to ask if she could forward it to a friend. That friend was Chuck Lorre, one of the co-creators of The Big Bang Theory. We couldn't stop smiling for a week. I never heard from Chuck. Not a word. And that story right there is basically everything you need to know about what screenwriting competitions actually get you. The week we couldn't stop smiling. Let me back up a little bit. Jake and I had been living in LA for a few years at that point, submitting scripts to competitions and fellowships pretty regularly. By the time it was all said and done, we'd racked up a lot of placements and 3 outright competition victories between us. The 2018 Creative World Awards was one of them. We submitted a sitcom pilot called The Feed. It had a specificity that I think really landed, and it took home Best Original Sitcom. That alone felt great. There was a cash prize and a couple of other perks. We were proud of the work, and the win validated that. But then we got the email. One of the judges had loved the script so much that she wanted to forward it to a friend. And that friend was Chuck Lorre, co-creator of one of the biggest sitcoms in television history. We said yes immediately, and then we waited. We followed up with the judge a couple of times, and to her credit, she always responded. But from Chuck or anyone on his team, nothing. But we were okay with it, because we'd already won the competition. The Chuck Lorre connection was this unexpected bonus on top of something that was already good. So our attitude was, if it works out, amazing. If it doesn't, no skin off our backs. We figured that even if Chuck just read it and had a good laugh, that's kind of incredible to even think about. But what that story actually taught me was a competition can put your script on the desk of one of the most powerful people in your industry, and your career can still not move 1 inch. Because the win was never the thing that mattered. Pitching to the assistant. Fast forward to 2023. I entered the Creative World Awards again, this time as a solo writer. And I won again with a 1-hour superhero drama I wrote called Supervillain. Honestly, it might be my best work to date. One of the prizes was the opportunity to pitch to producers through Stage 32, which is a well-known screenwriting platform. I was excited about this one because it felt more tangible than just a cash prize. It was actual access. So I showed up for the pitch, and I quickly realized I wasn't pitching to an executive producer. I wasn't pitching to a development producer. I was pitching to the assistant of an executive producer. And I could tell that this person felt like they had to be there. Not that they wanted to be there, just that they had to be. There was no real follow-up after that. No way to know whether my pitch was ever taken seriously, or whether it was ever even passed along to the actual decision maker. It just kind of ended. Now, I'm not telling you that to complain. I'm telling you that because pitch to producers sounds like one thing on a prize announcement, and it can mean something else in reality. The access you think you're getting and the access you're actually getting are not always the same thing. That's worth knowing before you make a competition win the centerpiece of your career strategy, what they're actually good for. I want to be fair here, because I don't think competitions are a waste of time. I think they're just misunderstood. The real value in entering a competition isn't the exposure or the connections. It's the deadline. When you submit to a competition, you now have a hard date. If you want your script in consideration, you have to finish it. That external pressure is something a lot of writers genuinely need. It's easy to keep finishing a script indefinitely when no one's waiting on it. And many competitions also have specific formatting and market requirements. That discipline is part of developing your craft as a professional screenwriter, whether you're writing a half-hour pilot or a 60-minute drama. So enter competitions. Just enter them for the right reasons. Enter them to sharpen your work, to practice hitting deadlines, and to get your scripts in front of readers. Don't enter them expecting that a win is going to open a door for you. That's not usually how this works. If competitions are a craft tool, then what's the actual career pipeline? I think the bigger bet is fellowships, specifically TV writing fellowships. If you make it through the rounds of something like Disney Entertainment Television Writing Program or the NBC TV Writers Program, you're entering a training program that was designed specifically to move writers into the industry. And on the other side of that program, you're not hoping someone notices you. You're almost guaranteed to land a staff writing position on a show. That's a different category of opportunity. It's not a contest where someone might forward your script to someone who might read it and might respond. It's a structured pipeline with a real outcome at the end of it. Competitions are practice, while fellowships are the path. And if you've been treating competitions as your strategy, if you've been thinking, if I just win the right one, everything changes, I want to ask you a question. What would the next 12 months look like if you treated competitions as the warm-up and started putting your real energy into fellowship applications?